First, I pay my deepest respect to the martyrs who sacrificed their lives on February 21st, 1952, to establish Bengali as one of the state languages in then Pakistan. Distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, and honored participants. Very good morning, good evening, because depending on where you are, I know that some of you are also connected through Zoom. And a heartfelt welcome to the 8th SANEM Annual Economists Conference 2025. I'm Selim Raihan. On behalf of SANEM, I welcome you to this conference. So since its establishment in 2016, SAEC, what you call SAEC, SANEM Annual Economists Conference, has become a vital platform for promoting rigorous academic discourse and facilitating the exchange of knowledge on critical economic and political issues. Each year, the conference sparks thought-provoking discussions, showcases insightful research, and hosts impactful policy debates. And this year promises to be no different. Under the theme, Restoring Stability in the Economic and Political Landscapes, Navigating Fragility to Resilience, we aim to chart pathways towards stability and sustainable development in an ever-changing global context. Yesterday, we are honored to open the conference keynote session with an insightful keynote presentation addressed by Dr. Francisca Osornoj, the World Bank's chief economist for the South Asia region, on the topic, Implications of Geoeconomic Fragmentation for South Asia. We are also privileged to host 3 esteemed discussants, Dr. Shanta Devarajan from Georgetown University, Dr. Debapriya Bhattacharya from Center for Policy Dialogue, and Dr. Deepak Mishra from ICRIER, New Delhi. Their valuable perspectives significantly deepen our understanding of the intricate geoeconomic transformations impacting our region. This year's conference boasts an impressive agenda, featuring 80 research papers across 20 breakout sessions and 6 thematic plenary sessions. We extend our gratitude to our key partners, the ILO, the IFPRI, UNDP, FCDO, and DFAT, for their invaluable support in bringing this event to life. The diverse topics being explored, ranging from macroeconomic stability and trade to industrial diversification, food security, social protection, gender economics, political economy, and climate change, highlight the complex challenges and opportunities we confront today. A notable aspect of this conference is the regional diversity of research contributions. There will be 44 papers from Bangladesh out of this 80, and then 18 from India, 7 from Sri Lanka, 6 from Nepal, and 5 from outside South Asia. This wealth of perspectives is what makes our conference, SAEC, a truly distinctive and vibrant forum for intellectual exchange. So over the next 2 days, I urge you all to actively participate, question established norms, and collaborate in ways that can drive meaningful policy outcomes. Together, let us navigate the uncertainties of our times and work toward building a more resilient and inclusive future. Once again, welcome to SAEC 2025. Let us make this conference a remarkable and transformative experience for all. With this, I now welcome Mr. Y.S. Parry, Senior Economic Advisor of UNDP, to deliver his welcome remarks.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Salam. Selamat pagi. Dobre utra. First of all, I'd like to convey my sincere apologies on behalf of Stefan Liller, our UNDP resident representative, who was not able to come. He was supposed to deliver the opening remarks, but he had to go out of Dhaka for an important mission. UNDP is honored to partner with SANEM in hosting, which is now the 8th annual Economists conference. UNDP has been able to support this conference through generous contribution from the UK government, Foreign Commonwealth Development Office, under the Transformative Economic Policy Program. And I would also like to thank SANEM for giving UNDP an opportunity to share a few words at the opening. I believe, like previous SANEM conferences, it would provide the interface for practitioners, for researchers, for policymakers to explore strategic, national, regional, and international development topics in the field of economics. I believe the conference is happening at a very critical time with the rise in economic nationalism, growing mistrust, and deglobalization. I think more than ever, we need to restore economic and political stability and build resilience. This is indeed the title of this conference. Let me throw out some questions as food for thought for your discussions over the next 2 days. I, of course, don't have the answers. It's just kind of things that many of us are thinking about. Maybe during your discussions, you can perhaps explore and try to find some answers which we desperately need. First of all, why are we seeing so much economic turbulence since 2020? According to some, the international system that was created after the Second World War has worked well so far, but maybe it is showing its limitations now. Or are we heading towards a multipolar world, and as a result of that, we are seeing the effects of that in the form of all these turbulences? But are we going to see more turbulence before things settle down? There are some who argue that we're living, of course, in a much better world. For example, Steven Pinker thinks so. Reason and humanism has improved our living conditions. We are living in a less violent world, but of course many would disagree with that view. After all, the surge in violence we have seen in the last couple of years. On the development front, we have made a lot of progress. More people have access to services, including education, health, diseases such as tuberculosis. They are curable now. Globally, you look at the literacy rates, they are a lot higher. Infant mortality, maternal mortality rates have fallen significantly, and this is happening globally. And a lot of countries that were in extreme poverty 70 or 80 years ago have already achieved middle or upper middle income status. But on the other hand, we are seeing rising inequality. For example, Piketty, he tells us that we are living in a very unequal world, and he sees a fundamental problem in terms of the returns on capital, which is higher than growth. And what he says is that trickle-down economics does not work. And then we also hear quite a lot on the limits of growth. We hear about the impact of climate change, global warming. Have we reached the limits of our planetary boundaries? And there have also been a lot of developments in technology. For example, AI. Is AI creating a utopian world, or are we heading towards a cliff? Will we see a kind of a dystopian world, which has been depicted in works of fiction like the Ministry for the Future, or many movies that we have seen recently? Or are we at the dawn of a new wave of structural transformation, transitioning towards a green, low-carbon economic growth, where machines and algorithms, they will significantly improve our world, help combat diseases, and make knowledge accessible to all. So we may live in a world where human beings have to do less. But the question, of course, is, are we going to see a rise in incomes, and will there be a reduction in wealth gap, which has widened over the last 20 to 30 years? I think, lastly, we do need to broaden the field of economics, the so-called dismal science. Giving it more mathematical rigor, I believe, is not enough when we are dealing with people, we are dealing with societies, we are dealing with politics, we are dealing with behaviors, which can be erratic at times, our past and our histories. So the subject, the field of economics has to be further broadened. With these few words, let me once again thank SANEM for giving us this opportunity to partner with them, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Oais Parari. I think it was some of the points you mentioned. I'm quite sure that the research papers and the panel discussions, what we'll have for the next 2 days, will cover quite a lot of it. And thank you so much for, again, reminding us these very important issues. I'll just end this opening session. Again, welcome you all once again. And we have a very packed program if you look at this agenda. Now there will be breakout sessions. 5 breakout sessions will happen at a time. So here in this room, we'll have the session on enhancing agricultural growth. It is in association with the International Food Policy Research Institute. We'll have Dr. Daniel Gilligan, the Director of Poverty, Gender and Inclusion Unit, International Food Policy Research Institute. He's the chair. And there will be 3 papers from IFPRI, one by Dr. Akhtar Ahmed, one by Dr. Ben Belton and Dr. Mugdho, and another also by Dr. Mugdho. So with this, let me conclude this opening session, and let's get ourselves prepared for the breakout sessions. Thank you.